have a P- I have a PC1 10.0.0.1. I have a PC2 10.0.0.2. I have a PC1 10.0.0.1. PC2 is 10.0.0.2. So, if these two computers want to communicate, of course, the switches must be connected. Whenever you connect switches to switches, the particular interface must be configured as a trunk. So, once you make a trunk, then the user who is sitting in the PC1 should be able to communicate with the PC2. It is getting, it's reaching now. Good. Today is the last concept in the switching called ether channel. Ether channel combines multiple interfaces together, which interfaces are multiple trunk interfaces. Multiple trunk interfaces together forms one virtual link or virtual trunk. So maximum you can combine 8 interfaces. Maximum 8 links can be aggregated. So then what are the advantages of ether channel? What are the advantages of ether channel? So one of the most important, you can say, the advantage of the ether channel is, since ether channel is combining multiple trunk interfaces together, it provides redundancy. It provides redundancy. And also, you're going to achieve the maximum utilization of trunk bandwidth. Trunk bandwidth is going to be utilized. Means all the trunk interface. See, if one is 10 GB, another one is also 10 GB, you can use 20 GB. Can be, we can send and receive 20 GB data after configuring the trunk. Now we have not configured the trunk. You see, there is a giga 0/2. Only one, now we can utilize only one interface only. Just you see here, on the second switch, one interface is blocked due to STP. So here, the blocked interface, the orange color interface, it will not send and receive the data. So it is going to use only 23 port only, or giga 0/1 only. It's a giga 0/1 only. So if you combine, now according to the present lab, the switch has got the capability of sending just only, say for example, on the giga 0/1, the capacity, the bandwidth of the giga 0/1 only can be utilized. Just it is like 1 Gbps. So interface, giga 0/1. How much bandwidth of that? Say, yeah, bandwidth in kilobytes is, so 10 lakhs kbps. It should be 1 Gbps. And the duplex is also coming with 1000 Mbps. 1 GB it is. So now after configuring the ether channel, the switch can able to send and receive 2 GB as well. Ether channel has got its own protocols. They have the ether channel protocols. One of the ether channel protocols are, one is called PAGP. Another one is LACP. When you are going for PAGP, it's a packet aggregation, packet aggregation protocol. And when you are going for LACP, it's a link access control protocol. Link access control protocol. And when you are using like an PAGP, which is a Cisco proprietary, is developed by the Cisco, In the PHEP, we define something called as auto, and again uh, we define something auto and desirable. When you configure desirable, this desirable is the interface through which the data is sent and received. It's like in a primary link. It's used to send and receive. Auto is used for negotiation. Auto is used for negotiation. Negotiation in the sense, if primary is down, then the backup is going to work. Next one is like an LSCP, which is a non-Cisco devices will support LSCP. So if you are using like Aruba, like different types of the non-Cisco switches, you need to define something called like an active and something called as
Juniper.
Juniper, Daylink, Aruba. So when you say like an active is a primary link. You can say it is going to send and receive the data on the active links. Again, the task is used for negotiation. Negotiation as well. Or negation. Okay, it's for just in the case of primary is down, in the active and passive. So the Cisco switches by default it support both auto and active. 1 minute. If I'm going for config the interface, we got 0/1 channel group. ccna here. Channel group 1 mode. Active and passive, auto and disable. See, the Cisco switches do support LSCP as well as PHEP. Why it's supporting both? Because sometimes you may have a Cisco switch, this is a Cisco, and this is non-Cisco. We can have like many. So to configure either channel, you have the giga 0/1, giga 0/2. 0/1, 0/2, these two links. If you configure one side desirable, another side you need to configure auto. If you keep your desirable, above you need to configure them, you need to configure it as auto. I said in ether channel you can combine maximum 8 links. So 8 links can be combined together. It creates a virtual interface. You cannot configure on both sides auto. No. But on both sides you can configure desirable. So we have giga 0/1. We are going to configure it as a desirable. Giga 0/2 as an auto. Here it is auto and it is a desirable. Just opposite you need to configure. So if you want to configure it, you need to go to configuration mode. You need to go to the interface giga 0/1. The command is channel group. Channel group. So there is a group. We're going to keep all the interfaces in a group. Some switches support 6 group, 8 group, 16, 24, you know. That's based on the switch iOS image, we can support. So if I give question mark, how many groups are supported, it will display you. For example, if I'm going for the switch, enable configuration mode, channel group, question mark. Should be done in the interface level. Interface giga 0 by 1. Channel group question mark. So it's supporting 6 groups. But all the interfaces of all switches, the connected switches should be in the same group. So I give channel group 1. Then the mode desirable. DESIRABLE. Yes. Again interface we got 0 by 2. The channel group mode R2. We need to make a trunk. We need to configure this. So the first one there we configure desirable. Config key. Interface giga 0 by 1. Command is channel group. Channel group 1. Mode. Order. Interface giga 0 by 2. Channel group 1. Mode. Desirable. You see the processing of these interfaces. So there is an interface port channel 1 change state of port channel is creating. Now the both interfaces are up. So if I give the command show interface, show interface by if I be int brief, there will be the first port called as port channel 1 is created. This is a logical interface. Port channel 1 is created. It's layer 2 actually. So there is IP and IP. So it's up and up. So since this port channel contains 0 by 1 and 0 by 2, these two interfaces are also up and up. So if I give the command show interface port channel 1 in the real device, it will come. Yeah, packet tracer also this is newly version, it is coming up. So when you type the command show interface port channel 1, make sure that your packet tracer is working or not. So here the bandwidth is 20 lakhs Mbps. It's come around some 2 Gbps as well. In the same switch, if I'm going for config key, interface we got 0 by 2, if I make it a shutdown, soon after I give shutdown, if I give the capacity of my port channel, no, it should not be 20 lakh kg, it should change. So ether channel summary. There is a port channel PO1, port channel 1. Protocol is PIGP. The group 1 is group 1. Port channel 1 is the name. How many ports are there? Giga 0 by 1 P D. D is for down. Capital D. P is in port channel. SU, capital SU. C is for layer 2. U is in use. So it is layer to Ether channel. Well, it should come 1 giga. It will not be this much bandwidth. 150 interface giga 0 by for testing purpose. Let's give shutdown. But in the same command, if I'm giving show interface port channel, no, it should not be 2 giga. It should come automatically. How they can communicate? They cannot. No. No, it should change. Okay, if you're doing on the real switches, it will show you how much bandwidth it has. If one link is down, that much bandwidth should be reduced from port channel. So let me enable this interface. Interface giga 0 by 2 also, no shot. Now why it's coming like 2 Gbps? Because I'm going on to show interface giga 0 by 1. Giga 0 by 1 bandwidth is 1 lakh. That is also like 1 lakh something. It combines that, you get that the number 2 as well. Anyway, so this is the concept of port channel. Port channel combines multiple interfaces together. Okay, port channel combines multiple interfaces together, aggregates maximum 8 links, and the port channels are configured when your core switches are connected to layer. Core switches are connected to distribution switch. Core switches are connected with the firewalls. Between the firewalls also they have the ether channel. Many locations we configure ether channel as an a layer 2 and layer 3. Now it's very difficult for an administrator to manage the switches when you are working in the big enterprise network. And actually, for easy administration, like what they do, if you observe here, like showrun, the switch, the showrun, there is a host name is there, the spanning tree mode, already we learned all this. There is interface port channel was trunk, and if you just scroll down, you'll be having a one logical interface called as like VLAN 1. Remember in our last classes in the inter-VLAN routing, for VLANs, you create sub-interfaces. I forgot to tell you. Sir, if you miss your videos, what you have to do, you have to go to your users, your username, and the documents, the Zoom meeting. You have to convert this. You see, I didn't convert. You will be having a file. Just double click on that meeting, it will convert to the video. and you have to wait until you convert it. After you convert, you say I didn't convert here. Will not get the video. Here also I didn't convert. Here I think after converting, we will have the MP4 file. Then you can have it. MP4, yeah. So what I do in the last classes we learned, you create uh, you create multiple VLANs, and every VLAN sometimes you may create interface VLANs in distribution switch, but in the access layer switch, what I do, I'm going for config key interface VLAN 1. I'll give you an IP address for that. IP address is 10.0.0.254.255.0.0.0. Then I give no shutdown. I want to enable telnet in the switch. I go to config key. I give like in line VT by 0 space 4. 0 space nothing. And VT by 0 space 4. Standard we use four terminals. 4 users can remotely access this device at the same time. Line VTY 0 space 4. I give the password ccna, then login and end. Exit. So what IP address I gave here? The ccna IP address is 10.0.0.255 I gave. Okay, no issue. So if I am there in the switch or in another location, I'm going for command prompt. Let me ping 10.0.0.255. I'm in the VLAN 1, in the same subnet, but that IP address connected to some network PC, but still I am able to reach. I'm not pinging from here. No. IP address is assigned for this switch. Now I'm trying to access from here. So I use like NTL, NET telnet. Then that IP address 10.0.0.255. This is asking a password directly, ccna. So I'm able to access. Says when I'm trying to go to enable privilege mode, says no password is assigned. You need to assign console password. You need to assign console password. Sorry, you need to enable secret password. Enable password must be assigned. Enable secret, I give ccnb. Enable secret, ccnb I gave. So then, if I'm going for this PC, once again, if I'm trying to let me exit connection, let me do again. Telnet 10.0.0.255. Telnet password is ccna. If you type enable, it's asking secret password ccnb. Now I'm able to access the switch and I can do everything. Okay. So I need to have a physically not connected always by using a console cable. I can be the part of the network. We assign the IP address for when you have like so many multiple switches are there, to manage all of them easily. What I can do, I cannot go to my computer. For example, I cannot go my computer, connect a console cable and access one by one. It's very difficult. At first, for the VLAN 1, they will have the IP address and they will enable locally telnet. Locally, they will enable the telnet. So if the telnet is enabled, then what I can do, I can access through telnet and I can configure them. What I will configure in the access layer switch, adding the ports in the VLAN, because in the distribution switches, you have to remember all these concepts in the switching, like what you do. So you made a trunk in the distribution. This is a DS1. This is a distribution 1. This is a distribution 2. So all the interfaces you made a trunk. Very good. So you configure VTP mode server here and VTP mode server here. So you create the VLANs and the server switch. Then all the VLANs have been available in the all access layer. All access layer. But I want to add the ports in the VLAN. That should be done manually. So the administrator he can assign the IP addresses for the VLANs. He can assign the IP address for every switch VLAN, and he can access through telnet, and he can add the ports in the VLAN. Yeah, that is what I was saying you, how it will be useful in the real time. For VLAN, for interface VLAN 1, you can have an IP address, and once you enable the telnet, you can access the users can access it. But we are sure that the telnet is not secure. Telnet is not secure. So to avoid this telnet, a switch, let's see how to configure SSH. Why telnet is not secure? If somebody is trying to capture the packets in the network, they know the username and password. Telnet, this is something called like any remote access, remote accessing of the device. You can access remote access of the device by using two protocols. One is telnet, another one is SSH. Telnet saves information in plain text. It's going to save the information in plain text. But SSH is going to save information in encrypted as encrypted as well. So if it is being encrypted, it is going to convert the text into ciphertext, secure shell. SSH is more secure than telnet. So if you want to configure telnet, you should have a host name. The device must have the host name. Let's say IBM underscore switch one. And also you must have a IP domain name. IP domain name at type cisco.com. Enable secret CCNP is one command. IP domain name cisco.com is one. Domain name should be there. Then the command is like crypto CRI YPT or crypto key generate RSA modules. Generate RSA general keys. Then modules question mark. I can give any number between these modules. I give again 1024. After giving the host name, after giving the domain name, after generating the keys of RSA, general keys models 1024, when I go for like a line with y 0 space 4, I give the command transport input SSH only. Only SSH only should work through the lines. Now if this user is going for telnet again, before he is accessing, still his telnet session is there with IBM. So if it's disconnected, and now if you do telnet, it will not. Telnet 10.0.0.255 connection is closed. So you need to access through SSH. But here there is no telnet by using the PC. Actually, there should be an application like PuTTY here. PUTTY to the PuTTY. You are going to access the devices remotely. So what I do, here they give you on PuTTY console, telnet and SSH client in the packet tracer. I want to log into the SSH. The IP address is 10.0.0.255. I think no host name. User field cannot be empty. Is asking the username. So we didn't create the users there. 1 minute. I can go to config key, username, yeah, username admin, privilege. See, you can create some users in the system operating system. Already in the basic classes, you know it. Username, admin, then you define privilege 15, then password for the admin is admin 123. It's a username, Hindu, the password is privilege 15, the privilege is 15, password Chandu 123. Then users must be there, transport input as such, and also I'll go to the line ETY 0 space 4, I give the command login local. I want to authorize these users to log in remotely. So now if I'm going for here telnet service SSH 10.0.0.255, the username, if I type Chandu, and if you click connect, it calls the password for Chandu user. Chandu 123. I will access the switch. Like for example, you will no, you have the application called Putty. You access the devices remotely.
Here I have one question, Chandu. Putty and secure CRT, what is the difference like?
See, secure CRT, we have many other applications are being combined. So CRT, you can access the console. Both are used to access devices remotely only. No, secure CRT is advanced one, you require the license. Sometimes you may have a vulnerability in the Putty application itself. And there are some companies who have their own type of apps to access remotely the devices. Normally we use this Putty application. So here we need to type the IP address 10.0.10.0.0.255, the device which we want to connect. So we can use as such through serial, and there is some other protocols are there. I'm sure that secure CRT will have many, but it's secured actually. In comparing with Putty, secure CRT will have the licenses. You give 10.0.0.255 and if you open, it asks username and password. Here I cannot connect to the packet tracer, so it does not ask username and password. Yes, I'm showing how you access in the real time and in our lab. So yeah, this is until this you try to do labs, how to configure the which one section for today, how to configure the ether channel, and how to configure the remote accessing of the device using telnet and SSH. So with this today's class, I'm going to complete the switching part. Then we have some tomorrow class. I'll go for IPv6. You have not studied IPv6. Then I'm sure that we have the BGP is remaining for you. I'll take the BGP routing protocol, IPv6, full concept. No. Monday class I will.
Before taking BGP, can you just brush up EIGRP like advanced level or something?
EIGRP we have done.
Yeah.
I will do later whatever the classes that I can give one day I can keep.
Okay.
I'll come. Don't worry. IPv6, the BGP. Okay. Our one day class as he is asking, we'll go for the redistribution also. REDI, STRI, BUN, redistribution. IPv6 distribution. That's a BGP. Then what?
So we not teach like ACL, NAT, packages, RP, OSL layers,
It's not
TC.
OSLR until in the class is over. Okay. ACL, yeah. ACL and NAT.
Just RP.
No, HSR is not there.
NAT and PAT, right?
Yeah, that is a NAT and PAT comes. NAT type is one of the other one.
And BPD filters, BPD got, BPD root got, loop got.
All those things will come in your ccna. Yeah. Okay. To check your ccna book, that what I teach, you have to come with there. All those things will be sitting in the distribution switches.
And also, like, I want that Cisco ICE number, Chandu.
For classes or
For classes, yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sure, yeah.
Okay.
So we have remaining 4 days. Within the next 4 days, I will try to complete. Okay. For your batch.
Okay. And I want the VLAN video I didn't get from others.
So our what is his name? Rafiq. Hello, Rafiq.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Rafiq, you try to upload all the videos in the drive, huh?
Yeah, but I don't have second and third zones classes.
No. What you have, you put it, and what I have, I put it. So with the two, everything will be there.
Okay.
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 So we'll contact.
Okay, Chandu. Thank you. See you then tomorrow.